Sdanwolf. Welcome back to the channel. I've got another update for your little tiny butts, and we have started the Lost Creek Ranch and Petting Zoo area. I really like how this came out. We did most of this actually on stream, so if you guys ever get a chance to, I know I don't really have a set schedule, like I could stream on Tuesday, or I could stream on a Saturday afternoon, or maybe a Monday morning. You guys never really know, but if you know, you know. If you could stop by and join moi, you can stop and see what kind of mischief we get in like this. This stream, like I know you're kind of like, it's kind of, really condensed down to what, maybe 13 minutes. But this was really about 3 hours of stream footage on top of an hour of just regular OBS captured footage. So we're looking at 4 hours worth of work here, condensed down into about 13 minutes. There's Bonnie and Clyde. It's my new little red foxes we brought in. This is very, very mod intensive, this build. I have to give a huge shout out to my two nerds, Leaf and Nicholas Lionrider, because without their models and Leaf's coding and being able to bring these animals in, and some of the other guys that have helped push them along, this petting zoo would not be as believable. I've brought in the Suffolk sheep. I brought in a donkey named Gary. You guys will meet him in a little bit in the real time. I brought in some cows, some little piglets. We have just been having a blast with this little petting zoo area, and I think it just kind of, essentially we know we have to move past the North American stuff. I know a lot of you guys have been commenting and saying, okay, how many animals are you going to do? When are we going to get on to the, the more big ticket animals? But like I said from the beginning, we are kind of just going with the flow and taking our time with this build. That's why you don't see, like, I'm not even releasing videos that quick. Like, remember before with Suyana and Pine Creek, there would be videos that came out. We would work and it would be like Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. There was like 3 videos. I would just do a little bit of stuff and like milk videos out of that. And this time I'm really trying to make the videos pack a little more of a punch. Like, this is a lot of content condensed down into these videos instead of just doing one little exhibit and like milking a whole 20-minute video out of one exhibit. So we're not really doing that this time. I'm taking my time with it, making sure these areas are fleshed out like I want them to look. And this is, no exception with Lost Creek Ranch. We've definitely had a blast with this little area. It definitely was a lot larger than I thought it was going to be. I will say that, like, as far as what I had in my head and the intention of the place, like as far as like mocking the Clayton family home, the Clayton family barn and the play area at Zoo Knoxville, with that kind of I derived my inspiration from that with Lost Creek's petting zoo and kind of family quote unquote farm area. It's just, it kind of, with the modded animals and what we were able to kind of theme with them, and particularly the barn, it just got a little larger than I originally envisioned it, but it ended up being okay. We've got a little hand washing station here. You'll see we work on in a minute. A lot of people on stream helped me with different kind of iterations of this and what we thought would look best. So big shout out to everybody that was able to stop by the stream and help me. Because that's what we'll do. A lot of times you guys dictate what happens because you know what looks good, what's realistic, real world zoo experience. So it's really fun to kind of jump in live. It's almost like a double-edged sword. It's a lot of pressure because you're not sitting here in your little game room or your living room or your office. You're not just sitting here alone bouncing ideas off of yourself and maybe pulling up Google. Like, it is on the fly. Like, whatever you're presenting to these people, like, there's 20, 30 of them out there real time watching you, judging you, offering suggestions. So definitely an added layer of pressure. Sometimes I think it unknowingly can lend itself to rushing or weird compromises. But with my group, like my core group of people that tend to show up, it's really, really quality suggestions. There's been a lot of times where I have been stumped and I'm able to turn to these guys, Cybrus, Silver Fox, Bold, a lot of the regulars that pop in that are really invested in this is just as much as I am. And Kayla are able to jump in. Becca Boo, she jumps in and helps us. I know I'm leaving a bunch of people out, but just Jake stops by. But though their kind of insight to what their real world zoo experiences are really can help shape a zoo and really just make the viewers really feel a part of the build, because essentially it's like they can look back on this and be like, I gave Sdanwolf that idea. That was mine. He built that when I suggested that's what should go in there. So that's another thing that's really, really fun about the live stream aspect of this. As far as the North American style goes, I kind of just, even with the farm here, just continued with the rocky, hilly little outcrops, very, very like overgrown vegetation here. Dotted with the pine trees, dotted with the little ponytail palm, what I essentially create them as ferns. Right here, I know it's probably paused right here for a long while, but we're looking for a good sign. We're looking for a good sign to put up right here at the hand washing station. We ended up finding a really good one. I'll read it to you when we get stopped here and we go into the real-time section. But man, talk about like having fun and not feeling any pressure with a zoo and project. That's exactly how that's how I categorize Lost Creek. It's like really, and you guys help with that too, like with the interaction and the feedback. It's just been just a real pleasure to work on this zoo. There's really we're just really going with the flow. There's no really massive expectations. I think, like my buddy Juan was saying, I think this is one of my best, definitely could be one of my best builds. And just as far as, and I think it just always goes back to just taking our time. Even my buddy Clark Landon that just started with the series even mentioned, he's like, dude, nothing against their past builds, but I think this is your best put together build yet. This is the best zoo that you've done so far. And I think I agree. I think the practice is there. The versatility of the pieces are there. What we know that we need to make happen to make the theming look good, from the foliage to the rock work to the path work to the retaining walls, just all kinds of things that I've learned, but I've never never put it all together in one project. I've never had a project be this consistent and this well executed with all of these different ideas. It's really one of those things where, like, I'm not letting my imagination outrun my talent. Like, if we think we can make it happen, I'm not having to abandon stuff because I'm just running out of skill to be able to make it happen. This is really just, I'm just, kind of like, not to beat this metaphor to death, but I'm really just firing on all cylinders with this build. With, like we said, knowing what looks right, not rushing the process, just really just having fun, not taking it too serious. We're even diving into modded animals that, up until this, we've kind of stayed away from. But, also, like I said, Nick and Leaf have this stuff so dialed in now. There's really nothing to worry about. I mean, it's literally click, drag, drop, boom, new animal. I'm running across very, very little issues now. There are a couple things that are coming out, but they're issues like you have to make sure your breeding is turned off, because it's just sometimes they run into issues with the baby animals. Like if you do let 2 adult modded animals breed, particularly with some of the horse models, it can crash the game just because the juveniles aren't really where Leaf wants them to be just yet. But other than that, I'm not having any issues at all. And Leaf and Lion Rider, they've really got some interesting stuff coming up, interesting stuff planned, packs, scenery, all of that stuff is just really, really neat. But to get back into the build too, I know I get off on these wild tangents. What you're looking at is an idea I had for a tunnel that is going to take us into what is eventually going to be the African area. So this is kind of like the tipping point of North America here. This is where this part of the North American part of the zoo, North American part of Lost Creek, essentially ends. You go through this tunnel, and that is the transition point to hopefully we can come up with some really good ideas for the backside of this, essentially into the African area. And we also, what we're doing right here, Kayla and a couple of them suggested, we're doing like a horse riding trail. So, some guides will actually take you up into the hills and through this horse trail that makes its way through the zoo and stops at different vantage points and stops at different animal lookout points. It crosses the creek here in a little bit. I'll show. I don't know if I recorded that part, but we're about to jump into the real time anyway, and I will show you that part. And it's just kind of what we are making happen with this little thing has just added another level of, yes, we need to continue with this. We need to kind of see what we can make happen with Lost Creek, and or as Drufus would call it, Lone Creek. But yeah, like I said, I'm just having a blast. I know you guys are enjoying coming back and kind of catching up on these episodes. I haven't live streamed since Monday, so by the time the members are going to watch this on Thursday night, by the time you guys see this on Friday morning, April 23rd, I haven't streamed anymore since like Monday evening. So as far as the YouTube community goes and not being able to catch the live stream, you're caught up. So this episode, you are caught up. The only thing you're missing is Black Bear Ridge, and hopefully we'll get a video out for that early this coming up week. It'll be a smaller episode. But yes, now that if you've caught up with this, you are pretty much right back on our heels again, and you are just one exhibit off. So yeah, really looking forward to getting that video together. I've just been having a crazy work week this week, and I'm going to be out of town this weekend. I'm going to West Virginia, so I won't be home until like probably late Sunday, maybe even early Monday, depending on how the trip goes. So, but anyways, yeah, let me jump in here. I'll show you the real time, and we'll kind of take our time, and we'll go through the petting zoo and all of the Lost Creek Ranch area, and I'll show you the tunnel and the creek and the horse riding trail. And I think you guys are really going to like how this turned out. So hold on one second. All right, guys. So here we are. Let me take you over here right past Gator Trail. So you're kind of making your way past Wild Burger towards the Wolf's Den, past Gator Trail. And right when you get around this edge, Lost Creek Ranch and the petting zoo. So did this little area come out pretty cool? I thought this would be really cool, like Zoo Knoxville, like to have like the owl loft, kind of like the barn loft area up there. But then when you make your way down here to this area, you're kind of down into the little petting zoo part. Here's Leaf's little Suffolk sheep. They're coming over to say hi to us. Looks like they're coming over to see what's going on. They're so cute. So yeah, see, you kind of make your way down the hill, and you're here in the whole petting zoo area. So this is that sign I was talking about with in the little hand washing station, hand sanitizing station. If you petted these, wash these. So yeah, see, we've got our little dryers here, soap dispensers. We've got a little broken, out of order sink right there. And these are our little spigots. Little drains on the floor. up here on this hill, kind of behind these little retaining areas, we've got the little piglets from Leaf. Really, really cool. That one's taking a poo in front of us. Okay. I couldn't get him a mud bath up here. I guess what I could do is come in and maybe flatten this out and push the fence back a little bit and get him a little mud bath, but it wouldn't work as far as right now goes. Oh, I have to give a big shout out too to my buddy Bold. She come in while we were live streaming and come up with this awesome little Lost Creek Ranch custom sign for me. That's really, really cool. And look, another thing from my buddy Leaf, I brought in his little feeding stations. So walk up, put your little quarter in, get the feed out. You can feed the little sheep. Over here, here's our cows. And there's Gary. I got to use Gary in the thumbnail. He's just too cool. That is our little Somali ass. So that's Gary, and he runs things down here in the zoo, down here in the petting zoo area at least. So yeah, this is their little spot. You come over and see the cows and see Gary. And what a lot of people thought was really cool on the live stream is just this transition area, how we were able to, keep the top of the barn up here, so as we, further venture on out, but also being able to lower the terrain and make that path come down, just that little bit of terrain shifting just gives this petting zoo area a whole nother vibe, doesn't it? I just thought that little transition from up here to the main path down just worked out so stinking cool. And then, of course, like we said, when you make your way back up out of here, like out of the hill, you arrive to what is going to be probably a pretty busy area because people going under the tunnel to go out into the African area. Kind of like the African plains is what, will eventually be out here. Then we'll theme. What I think will be cool is if we theme the backside with more of like the African style rock and the foliage, and we'll still have some sort of retaining wall, but the foliage will not be North American. This hill will almost be like a spine. So as you're leaving the African area, it transitions back into North America, and vice versa. When you're leaving that area, you'll come out here into the more African foliage and just more African vibe coming out through there. And the last creatures you'll greet and see before you leave the North American area is, of course, Bonnie and Clyde, our two little red foxes over here. They are napping right now. Very, very cute. So this is their little fox den. And then, like we said, this is the riding stables, which you may actually end up entering in the African area. And you can make your way up over here. And we've got a little lookout. Of course, we added our little waterfall here. I think I want to say this is the first, no, Big Brody got the first waterfall. That's right. Pretty sure this is the first waterfall. Brody's little pool. So yeah, you will ride with the tour down back off of that hill. And then you have the little Cross Creek section here that will, like, you guys haven't seen this yet unless you caught the live stream, but all of this is developed now, and there is Black Bear Ridge right here. So I brought in two modded North American black bears over here. So the modders did a really, really awesome job on those. But yeah, guys, so this is the whole little Lost Creek Ranch area. I think it made a pretty good, almost like a good little boot here. See, here's the toe. And it just kind of encompassed this little area. Really, really cool, didn't it? You guys have to let me know what you think about the petting zoo down below. And we'll go back here in a second and do like a little... We'll do a little overview for anybody that maybe just now might be catching up or joining on to the series. So let's go ahead. We'll do that real quick before I let you guys go. Always fun to do a little recap at the end of these. So yeah, guys, here's our little entrance area. This is Lost Creek Zoo. And big shout out to Jonas for getting me these custom billboards. We've got that little ticket sign. Really, really awesome. Big shout out to Haribo for the stacked river rock. And you'll see these little trees I use all throughout the zoo. I absolutely adore these. All courtesy of Haribo. And when you first make your way in, you're kind of greeted by the little triple fountain here. And off to your right are our little otters. So these are the South American otters. There's a little baby. So I've got this little part that kind of jets out into the path so you could, you know, little kids and stuff as you're walking by. I'm sure this would be a smash hit. Really, really popular area. The little like otter lagoon here. Then off to your left is our little family of giant anteaters. And check this out. Jonas has even done custom Lost Creek information boards. So really, really cool. You will see his work a lot through this zoo. So that's those little guys. Then you kind of get up here into a little more of the service area. We've got the guest services building, souvenirs, you know, stroller rentals, wheelchairs, you know, all kinds of guest services, all of it located inside this building. Really, really cool. Lost Creek Zoo Wilderness Awaits. We have the Adventure Club sign-up stand right here. This is implied right now, but it's our red-crowned crane exhibit. So they are actually off stage right now. They are not in there, but that's where you can catch our red-crowned crane. Then, of course, really, really important for the zoos, your first bathroom. I figured it would be a very, very heavy spot, heavy traffic spot. This is our little rhino photo spin area. So I thought it'd be cool people stand in front of it like the rhino has busted through the wall. Then one of the first really big ticket animals you'll see coming through here is Big Brody. He is our big, massive grizzly bear. So yes, this is Big Brody's pool. And he is over here taking a nap right now. This is kind of the little, this is his real, like his main viewing area. But, you know, you get a good view of him over here at his little lagoon here, kind of like his little grotto a lot. He spends a lot of time over here. Seems like he really likes that waterfall, little waterfall area. And just to continue back through here a little bit, you come to our little Eagle Rehabilitation Sanctuary here, Eagle Ridge. And you've got Leah, Richard, Eric, and Edward. And these are just little standalone prop pieces. They don't move. They actually replace the giant panda statue. So these are from my buddy Lion Rider as well. And this is like the little fake backstage door area. So I've got like a little backstage area that encompasses the wolf den and the eagle sanctuary. So this is kind of all just spined right here by one little spot. And if you keep on going back through here, you get to the we've got a little Timberwolf monument and their names, and you can come back through here when they're over here and catch them through this glass. Really cool shots. Coda, Drax, Luna, Little Jim, and Tahoe. So that's that part of the wolf den. Or when you're back out here looking at Big Brody, if you keep going down the path, you get kind of like the main exhibit view where a lot of them are over here hanging out as well. Kind of like the wolf's den area. So really, really fun on that. If we back it up a little bit, we've got a little stage here. So we've got a stage for little shows and concerts they put on throughout the day. Membership, join the herd membership advertisement right there on the side of the bathrooms. Then you come up to our first restaurant, Wild Burger. So you can eat inside there. Not a lot of room inside, mainly just meant for ordering. And there's a couple tables in there, but it's mainly meant to grab your food and kind of come back out here and enjoy the meal outdoors. Got the little retaining wall, and I just thought it looked cooler to have that have this little bit of elevated, since it's like the first main restaurant you come to, and you figure it would be a very popular spot. People stopping to get drinks and burgers or grilled chicken salads or, you know, whatever. But yeah, Wild Burger is our first kind of staple restaurant as you make your way into the zoo. And then Wild Burger's neighbor is the Gator Trail. So right now, I do not have the American Alligator mod installed because it's not updated for 1.5 yet. So I have the saltwater crocodiles in here right now as kind of a placeholder. But yeah, this is kind of like the American Alligator Sanctuary with the elevated path, and you can walk out here onto the trail, and yeah, take a look at our little reptilian friends here. And you can actually, like, yeah, you can get pretty close, especially when they're hanging out over here on the bank. So this is kind of, yeah, this is the whole like little swampy alligator area. I thought was really, really cool. And then, of course, like you guys saw at the beginning of the showcase, rounding this corner and you end up where we've stopped at is the Lost Creek Ranch and the petting zoo. So our footprint, it's about time for me to do another overhead shot now, isn't it? This is growing. So our little zoo is growing by the week, isn't it? We have got a lot going on. And I appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with me and checking it out and leaving comments and likes and all of that stuff. Even message me on Instagram. You guys have messaged me talking about how much you love this zoo. And I'm right there with you. I mean, I know I'm creating it, but I'm a fan of it as well. I love to just jump in and see what we've been able to make happen so far, you know. So yeah, anyways, guys, I will quit bugging you here, I guess. There's Brody in the pool. Told you he loves it. I will get on out of here and leave you guys to it. Let's go check on Gary one more time. Make sure he is picking on the cows. And yeah, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Don't forget to smash the like button if you ended up enjoying this video. And of course, subscribe to keep up with some of this Planet Zoo mischief. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you. See ya.